Welcome back to another edition of Coach's Corner. I'm here with Coach Linda Hamilton of the women's soccer team. Coach Hamilton, thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me. It's great to be here.
Absolutely. We just had a game. We tied overtime. Couldn't get the offense going. Talk a little bit about what happened that game.
Well, it actually was a really good game. The statistics show somewhere in the neighborhood of 18 shots to 4. I don't know that their statistics keeper was quite fair in that. They probably had the edge 10-6, I would say, overall, but it was actually a really back and forth game, believe it or not. It was about 105 degrees on the soccer field, and both teams just battled and played good defense, and had our goalkeeper had to make a couple of great saves, and we had a player save one off the line. Their goalkeeper had to make a few great saves, balls hitting posts, and turned out to be a 0-0 defensive battle. So, I thought the girls battled hard against, at this point, one of the top 3 teams in our conference, and so I felt real confident about coming out of that game. It was a very good game to come away with a tie.
You touched a little bit about Rachel Howard and her saves. I mean, she was huge for you guys in this game. I mean, her seniority, leadership, I mean, that stood out to that game, didn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely did. Rachel's a natural-born leader. She's a leader both on and off the field. And, for her, she's one of the best goalkeepers. She's definitely the best goalkeeper that this program's ever seen. But for her in her senior year, I think she's had a few games. She would probably tell you she wasn't pleased with her performance against Stetson. So for her to come back as strong as she did and really to let that go shows a tremendous amount of maturity and leadership in just doing that. And she came up big, and we needed her to. So in some ways, that's the role, although pressure-filled, that's the role she has to fill for us to be successful. And she's handled it with a tremendous amount of grace and poise.
And she has a confidence that actually, pours out to the other members of the team whenever, she's stepping her game up. I think everybody else steps theirs up.
Absolutely. When you know that you've got a goalkeeper that every shot's not going to be a goal or can make those big saves, there's a little bit of inspiration where, you think, oh, I let that girl shoot, but Rachel's behind me. So next time I can't let her shoot, but at least I know there's a tremendous amount of confidence. If we do have a breakdown, she's the last resort, and she handles that pressure well.
That's a good last resort to have, if you ask me.
Absolutely. If I could find a way to keep her for a 6th year or 7th, I'd do it. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to let her go after this year, at least on the field.
We'll have to graduate sometime, right? Unfortunately. Yeah. We have, Florida Gulf Coast is not eligible, and I believe that puts us in 6th place now.
It does.
And the 6th place gets us into the playoffs, correct?
Correct.
So we need to get some wins here and maintain the 6th place or get better, right?
Absolutely. I think for us, we haven't talked about it. Stetson's game was not a good game for us. It wasn't a good showing. We didn't play very well. We certainly always play with effort and heart, but we just did not play good soccer. And to come back against a team as good as Florida Gulf Coast and get a point, I really wanted to come out of that weekend with 3 points. But to come away at least with a point helps keep us in the mix. I feel strongly that if we win 2 out of the next 4 games, that should give us pretty solid footing to get into the playoffs. 3 out of the next 4, I think, puts us in. Unfortunately, I think we have an incredibly tough 4 games.
Yeah.
So in this conference, nothing's taken for granted, and, you can't let games be so easily lost like maybe we did Friday and not have some sort of repercussions. And our repercussion is we've put a little bit of pressure on ourselves now going into the last 4. Now, we're not in a position to win that we have to win all 4. That would be a really tough spot. But, you also don't want to be in a position where you say, oh, as long as we win 2 out of the 4, and, we need to win the next game.
Yeah.
And the next game is Campbell, and I think we've tried to take it one game at a time. Where we are right now is we're still in very much a position to get to the playoffs. We have to take it one game at a time, and Campbell's the next game Saturday, and we have to be ready for him.
So you basically just tell your ladies, don't get complacent. We're in 6th now, but we need to keep on winning or else we're not going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the 6th spot. All it takes is one falter from you or one great thing from somebody below you. You're not in control, and I think what they need to realize is if we take care of business on Saturday and do what we need to do and get a win against Campbell, that helps us continue to be in control of our own fate. If we continue to have erratic games, it's a real gamble.
Yeah.
And so hopefully the ladies come away on Sunday with a tough tie and a little bit of confidence going into the next game.
So we have Campbell coming up, and we'll I guess we'll talk a little after that game, and we'll see how you did against Campbell. So good luck. Thanks, Coach Hamilton.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, Coach Linda Hamilton, the women's soccer coach.